Since joining the Williams team in 2020, Nicholas Latifi has not been a popular driver among the fans. Naturally, the majority of it stems from the fact that he is a paid driver, which means a more deserving driver was denied an F1 drive because of him. Another, and perhaps most important factor, has been the Canadian's lack of results, with frequent accidents while not being particularly quick. So it was only a matter of time before serious speculation about Latifi's future in the sport began, and a recent development at Monza hasn't helped. That development is, of course, Nyck de Vries, taking over the injured Alex Albon in the Italian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at how this could mean the end of Latifi's time at Williams, as well as what his genuine chances are of turning things around. As things stand now, Latifi's career is in the hands and feet of one driver, Nyck de Vries. And unfortunately for the Canadian, Nyck de Vries' first flying lap in the Williams he stepped into at Monza on short notice was a statement about how he planned to handle his surprise Formula One debut. De Vries is a potential contender for a Williams seat in 2023. He could even be considered the favorite. With Alex Albon sidelined by appendicitis, De Vries was given an unexpected opportunity to make his case with a full audition at the Italian Grand Prix. In FP3, he was immediately hustling the car, with aggressive inputs and a willingness to lean heavily on the front and let the rear move around. You have to just kind of push yourself, to force it, and learn quickly to get ready for qualifying, he said. It only took 1.5 laps for that strategy to bite back, as De Vries skated across the gravel between two Lesmos, but the same strategy is why he was one of the qualifying stars, beating his full-time Williams counterpart Latifi and making it into Q2. Perspective and caution have their time and place. De Vries' Friday outing with Aston Martin, a neat coincidence and useful warm-up for the Williams call he had to answer on Saturday, fit that description. However, when presented with the opportunity to impress with an actual F1 race outing, there is no time to be conservative. Such opportunities are extremely rare and can have a significant impact on a driver's career. How could De Vries approach this without an attacking mindset? It's a high risk for any driver unfamiliar with his equipment, let alone one making their F1 debut. But as De Vries admits, the payoff is well worth it. Honestly, of course you can think that, and you could see it as even more added pressure because it's an opportunity or the opportunity. But I think my own pressure is beyond anything. De Vries was almost immediately up to speed in FP3 despite only learning of his call-up an hour and a half before FP3. Funnily enough, he was having a coffee in the F1 Paddock Club when he was summoned by Mercedes, his employer. Nevertheless, he went into qualifying with confidence, and his pace reflected that. But he needed a bit of luck when his best lap was deleted for track limits, as Kevin Magnussen would have eliminated him without his own track limits violation. The Williams was easily quick enough to advance, but while De Vries was up to the task, his teammate Latifi failed, surely eliminating any remaining doubts about Williams seeking a replacement for next season. When asked how it felt to be beaten by the stand-in, all Latifi could manage was a joking, "How do you think?" To add salt to the wound, De Vries might have been able to sneak in for a Q3 appearance. He admitted that his only disappointment with his Saturday performance was that he squandered the chance to try. On his final Q2 run, De Vries accidentally knocked his brake bias rearward and locked up under braking for the second chicane, sending him into the runoff. It felt like there was probably more in it, more potential, and we didn't quite succeed to put it together. You can't really expect anything else in such short time notice. I think we'll take it anyway. De Vries stated that getting into Q2 and being in the mix was a good effort given the circumstances, but he is entitled to more praise than that. Yes, it wasn't a perfect day, switch confusion, protocol errors, the error on the final run in Q2, but expecting perfection would be holding De Vries to an impossible standard for the occasion. What De Vries did well, he did exceptionally well. He was quick, dynamic, and assertive, getting his point across vehemently when it came to the front wing tweaks and qualifying run plans. And thanks to a jumbled set of penalties for nearly half of the grid, De Vries' fine effort will be rewarded with a standing position inside the top 10. Yeah, that does make me smile a bit, even though I am hard on myself and I think I could have done a better job, but that is great. I want to make sure we do our homework tonight and get ready, and hopefully we can build our race, have a good start, have a good first few laps, and then get into it, find a bit of rhythm. I obviously have no clue. I didn't do any running whatsoever. And then, yeah, maybe dream of a point. Points finish or not, this could be a watershed moment for De Vries. He's had an odd career, frequently indicating F1 level potential but never quite delivering on it strong enough. For example, his Formula 2 championship title came in his third season, which was good but too long to force his way into F1. Winning the Formula E championship was another significant addition to his resume, but it came during an extremely unpredictable season for the electric single-seater series. De Vries appeared to be the driver with a lot of potential and trophy shelves, but he just hadn't shown that magic to convince the right people at the right time that he deserves a shot at Grand Prix racing. The 2022 Italian Grand Prix weekend could be the tipping point. But Formula One is a zero-sum game, so any success that De Vries achieves will inevitably be viewed as a threat to Nicholas Latifi, who is already on thin ice. Latifi joined Williams for the 2020 season and scored his first points with a surprise P7 finish in the 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix, which he followed up with a P9 in that year's Belgian Grand Prix. He hasn't scored a point since then, and his best finish this season was P12 at Silverstone. While teammate Alex Albon will remain with Williams in 2023 and beyond, it is unknown who will fill the other seat. For Latifi, the criteria he needs to meet to make it a fourth season with Williams is clear: he needs to perform. Of course, he is well aware of all of this, as he stated at the Dutch Grand Prix in Zandvoort. "I've been having some discussions with the team for months, and I mean, as I said at Spa, the intention is clear from my side, that I want to stay at the team, and I know what's expected of me, and that's just performances. It's just about that. There's going to be no magic or special one-race outcomes that I have to secure this seat. It's just about showing the team consistent performances. That's at least nice to know because it's clear from my side and I have to deliver on that. It's as simple as that." But given Latifi's lack of pace and points this season, it's possible that it will never get to that point. There are simply too many great drivers available to fill the Williams seat. The main contenders are Daniel Ricciardo, Mick Schumacher, and of course, Nyck de Vries, and any of the three have already demonstrated more experience, promise, and speed than the Canadian. And sponsorship money will not save Latifi this time. With the team having faced years of financial difficulties in order to keep its head above water amid the ever-increasing costs of F1, Williams came to rely on drivers with strong financial backing on numerous occasions. However, under new owner Dorilton Capital's increased investment, combined with F1's cost cap and new commercial rights income structure, has left the team in a much better financial position. It means that as Williams considers its driver options for 2023, it does not have to limit itself to those who can provide the best sponsorship packages. According to Williams team principal Jost Capito, the Grove-based squad now has the luxury of being able to choose who it wants rather than having to worry specifically about income. "I think we at Williams, we are in the position that we solely decide on the drivers. We are not dependent like in the past on somebody, a driver who brings money. We have a long-term plan to get back to the top, and we have to choose the drivers that fit into that plan. We're just thinking about this. Of course, everybody can talk to us, but the decision is with us." That is probably the scariest factor for Nicholas Latifi, because the truth is the Canadian now contributes very little to the team. And in this sport, if you are no longer useful to a team, you will be shown the door before you can blink. What do you think? Is Latifi's time at Williams nearing the end? Have you been impressed with Nyck de Vries so far? What are your predictions for the race? Let us know in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing. It helps us out a lot.